Hello, beautiful Earth Tribe. Welcome back to my channel, Sky Above, Earth Below. This is Renee, and you're watching a timeless collective reading for the full moon in Cancer, January 2022. So, although this full moon is in the sign of Cancer, you don't need to have Cancer anywhere in your chart for this reading to apply to you. This reading will be for all astrological signs collectively. Also, the energy captured at this full moon may be relevant now or any time in the future whenever it resonates. So a big reason I offer this reading is because I know how much it personally benefits me, and I love sharing that with you. Staying in touch with the lunar phases can be a meaningful way to connect with yourself, with your spirit, and to whatever you wish to manifest or release in your life. I personally connect deeply with the cycles of Mother Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, but the moon phases in particular offer a way to observe one's life more closely and ground manifestations practically and rhythmically. Many pre-Christian cultures operated by the moon cycles because of its tangibility to indicate the passing of time and to track which moons came with which seasonal changes. And because of the moon's orbit and proximity to Earth, the lunar cycles offer us a sense of perceivable time from which to observe our lives more closely in roughly 2-week increments. This, in contrast to the Sun, which offers a broader view, allowing us to see the big picture of our lives by observing a year at a time, or annual cycles. So, with the moon, we can break up our plans and goals into small, doable, foreseeable chunks of time and be more attuned to the seasons as well as our own natural cycles and rhythms. It may also be helpful to monitor your manifestations over 6 months to see what has come to fruition, and you can do this by noting the sign that a new moon is in and then seeing what has come to fruition 6 months later by the full moon in that same sign. So, if you've been writing down your goals or manifestations, have a look at what you scribed back in June of 2022 at the new moon in Cancer and see what has come to form by this full moon. Okay, so when working with the moon, just know that the energies of the new and full moons, as well as the waxing and waning phases, can be harnessed toward your goals and aspirations. The full moon, which is where we are now, is often recognized as the midpoint of a lunar cycle, so this would be a powerful time for releasing negative mindsets or limiting beliefs, readjusting your sails for course correction, realigning with your intuition, your spirit, or refining your goals. You can also set new intentions at the full moon. Basically, feel free to celebrate any moon phase in any way that feels meaningful to you. I do feel the most effective moon ritual, though, is simply one that's done from your heart and done so regularly. So, like at every new moon, or every full moon, or both. Rhythm is energy, and keeping a regular ritual strengthens and maintains this energy flow toward your intentions. Also, always remember that thoughts and words are spells, whether you're fully conscious of them or not. Energy sent out is energy returned, so be sure what you're putting out into the universe is energetically what you'd like to receive back. If you'd like to continue following the lunar cycles, please join me here every new and full moons for a collective energy check. You can also view my playlist of lunar cycle readings whenever you wish, as they are all timeless. Okay, so what do we have to look forward to for this full moon in Cancer? What energy is the full moon bringing to the collective? That is the reading for today. Up next is the Meditative Shuffle and then the reading to follow. You can watch them both or navigate as you wish using the timestamps below. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this reading for the full moon in Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, collective. Here with the Page of Pentacles, this is you taking a divine opportunity that was given to you by Spirit, that you took inspired action on, and you planted it. You planted a seed and you grew whatever it is that you've been working on. So you've been doing all the things necessary to bring your dreams to life, to water and nurture the seeds that you've planted, to be patient as they grow. That's what the Seven of Pentacles is all about. It's also a card of reassessment and looking at what you did and how effective it was. Does there need to be any changes? Did you do everything in a way that is gaining momentum fruitfully? And I would say here, the energy is gaining momentum, that yes, you did. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. I feel like all of these cards are sort of confirming each other. So I feel a little bit all over the place as I want to describe things. I'm going to just jump around, okay? So bear with me and hopefully you can keep up with how I'm jumping around. With the blue flame card, it says spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. I feel like whatever obstacles that you overcame in order to be able to plant your seeds and watch them grow patiently, in order to come into balance with your masculine and your feminine, in order to balance your work, your home, your family life, in order to balance your spirituality and your practicality. I feel like that's really been a process that you've needed to integrate in order to come to the realization of your goals. The integration has happened. This change, I feel, is what has been ignited here. The integration of lessons that you've had to learn over time. It's the culmination of wisdom that you've gained, okay? Here we've got the wisdom card in the back of the deck. And so over time, you've been able to tend your garden in order to bring out whatever you're trying to manifest, and you're soon going to be experiencing your harvest. Okay, you're very close to achieving your goal. So with this blue flame card, the integration is not just about gaining wisdom, learning lessons, being human. It's also about elevation in frequency. When we think about overcoming mental, emotional, and perhaps physical obstacles in order to realize our dreams, in order to self-actualize, we literally raise in vibration. And that's what the blue flame is all about. You are actually elevating. You have actually activated within you a higher frequency. Okay, here we have this star bathing card. It says light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So your path has not only been about aligning with who you are and where you're going, but you've also been in a process of evolution, of self-realization, of increasing your light. It says, beauty, I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. And not only have you been shining in order to break out of the mold, break out of the matrix, do whatever you're doing to create a new and balanced life for yourself, but you've also shed weight. And by weight, I mean spiritual weight, the heaviness, the density. So you are encountering your light body. You are becoming lighter in your soul. And the increase in frequency is making your light shine even brighter. So this activation is something that you did through your own personal and spiritual work. This change, this somewhat of a tower moment is happening because of the work that you've done for yourself. It's a positive change. It's you being able to, how do I explain this? So basically, I think that there's light workers who know their mission, and I think that there's light workers who don't quite understand what it means to be a light worker. Basically, when we're talking about frequencies, we can talk about low frequency, high frequency, and when I speak of frequency, I'm talking also about vibration. That's interchangeable. Frequency is a vibration. So when I say frequency, I mean also vibration. Some people may just not understand that I'm talking about the same thing. Okay, so when you are at a lower, denser frequency, we tend to be more a part of this 3D reality, the matrix, earthbound life where you may feel disconnected from your higher self or from your ancestors or from your spirit guides, your gods, your angels. Basically, whatever frequency we're vibrating at puts us in the reality that is at that vibration. So if we're operating at a lower frequency, we're going to be more attached to this lower, denser reality, which is what most people would just call reality. Other people would call it matrix, whatever. When you vibrate higher, you can actually access other realms. And this is where people may have visions, astral travel, have out-of-body experiences, or their clairs come online. So basically, as a light worker, we are here to ground a higher frequency on Earth. We are here to ground the light, which is a frequency. That becomes very difficult when you have a low frequency and a high frequency bumping up against each other. They literally cannot coexist. So in order to ground a higher frequency on this dense plane, this earthly life, this 3D reality, we actually need to slowly raise the vibration of the planet by having more and more people embody their light, shine their light, become more aligned with themselves, know their truth, speak and live their truths. Forge, don't follow. Okay? Being the leader that you wish you had, paving a new path that is uniquely you. This not only raises your frequency, but it raises the frequency of the planet. As each person becomes more awakened, as each person becomes more attuned with themselves, with their intuition, with spiritual guidance, as people become awakened to this dense reality and that there are other realities, these tower moments that lead to dark nights of the soul, that leads to spiritual awakenings. All of these things contribute to the raising of each other's vibration and the raising of the frequency of the planet. So, to embody a higher frequency on this lower plane, it sort of requires everyone to elevate together, because you literally cannot have a high frequency and a low frequency occupying the same space. Like literally, scientifically, you cannot. If we think about our own vibration contributing to the collective vibration, we know that as we raise in vibration, you will experience more discord with other people around you. And that is because they are at a lower frequency. So you have to have this awareness that to do this work, even if you don't care to identify as a light worker, even if you just want to be a better version of yourself, even if you just want to dream and have your manifestations come to life, even if you just want to be more authentic to yourself and honoring of your truth, of who you truly are, your authenticity, that in itself is the raising of your vibration. It is shining your light, and you are contributing to an elevated frequency, whether you like it or not. So, it's really important for those of you on this journey, on this light path, and you don't have to call it light path, but that's what it is. If you're on this journey of self-improvement, self-empowerment, self-actualization, you are going to naturally, scientifically, physically become less resonant with those around you. That's part of this process. You're going to recognize when your vibration is elevating because you will experience more discord with others. So that is a sign for you that you're heading in the right direction. You're heading toward the path you were meant to go on. As long as you're not going backwards, you could very well be going to a path of darkness as well. So then you would be becoming more discordant with people who have higher energies, higher frequencies, who exude their light. So darker energies would be more discordant with people who are happy, people who are shining their light, people who do self-actualize, who are on a path of elevating themselves and others. So if you find yourself discordant with others, maybe think about, are you on the lower end of that spectrum or are you on the higher end? How are you vibrating in relation to those around you? Are you embracing a darker energy or are you embracing light? And by those energies, I do mean frequencies. I do mean your intentions. So we all have choices to make. We have choices to make in regards to, are we going to keep being discordant? Are we going to stay around people and situations who intend to pull us down to lower frequencies, who do not have our best interests at heart, who do not want us to realize our dreams, who do not want us to self-actualize, who do not want us to grow personally or spiritually or any other way, who want to keep you in a space where their frequency dominates, controlling. Okay, I'm just going to keep following this because I've got more to say. When we talk about controlling, people who want to dominate by keeping your frequency at their level, this is legit about mind control. Okay, this is them having the spirit of control, of envy, of jealousy, of whatever it is that they've got going on, whatever their intention is toward you, whether or not it's apparent or not, they have insecurities which wants to prevent you from moving on. And their insecurities are dominating because they've learned toxic patterns in which to reinforce keeping others down at their level. So this reinforcement of keeping your energy down, keeping your vibration low, even if you decide to become more aligned with yourself, embrace your truth, follow your north node, okay? Follow your manifestations, become lighter in your energy, even if your intention is to do that, but the people around you keep pulling you back to their situations, to their mindsets, and you keep going back to them. You keep allowing them to pull you in their direction. This is about mind control. There's something in you still that hasn't quite been looked at. So you've looked at a whole bunch of things, right? There's a whole lot that you've already worked through. I can tell here because you're already integrating a lot. You're already shining, and you're shining brighter. You're realizing your dreams. Okay? It's coming to fruition for you because you've already elevated. That being said, there's a tug that's happening from somebody in your life, whether that be one or multiple people, trying to drag you back to past energies, past situations. For some, this may be unconscious at their level. They may not realize that that's what they're doing. It's really not up to them. It's about up to you to recognize that that's what's happening. And once you do, that's when you can understand that your mind is being controlled by them and not by you. And there's some gold nugget. Okay, there's some sort of gold nugget here that you haven't yet. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm getting here, the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, they're separated, okay? The Page is holding one pentacle. This is the one pentacle that you haven't looked at yet. It's the one stone left unturned. You've overturned all the rest of your obstacles. And once you overturn this and understand what it is that keeps allowing yourself to be pulled back by toxic, low vibrational energies, whatever keeps your frequency wobbling, essentially, okay, from high vibration back to low vibration, we don't want to constantly allow ourselves to be in that wobble. We want our frequency to be more consistent so that we're manifesting at our frequency that we wish to be at and maintaining it and staying level, being consistent with our energy, being consistent with who we are. When we allow ourselves to go backwards, we aren't really being consistent with who we truly are because we're allowing some other person or people or situation to dominate our life, to dictate our trajectory, to decide for us what is best for us. So, whatever it is that keeps you being pulled back, there's something that either you are aware of and you're not ready to move past, or you haven't quite looked at it yet, and that stone does need to be overturned if you want to keep your frequency more stabilized, if you want to keep elevating. If you don't want to keep elevating, then that's your choice too. You know, maybe you're not quite ready to move on from past energies. Maybe you're not yet willing to do the hard work of a higher frequency, which would equal to be the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about hard work. It's also about self-mastery and mastery of your craft. So in order to elevate from the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight, you kind of got to look at that last pentacle. You've got to overturn that last rock. I don't mean to be harsh. I just need you to understand the truth of frequency. And also, I guess I'd just like to put out a word of encouragement for you that when you look at whatever it is that keeps pulling you backwards, that's when you're going to truly integrate all the lessons that you have right now in this very moment that keeps you from being a master of yourself, that keeps you in control of your own body, mind, and spirit. Who is controlling your mind, body, spirit? If we think that other people have the ability to keep pulling us backwards, then we're essentially relinquishing our free will. We're saying we don't have the power to control our mind or our body or our spirit. We're saying we don't have power in this situation. We're allowing fear to overrun us. Other people can bark and threaten to bite. Other people can exude this controlling, dominant, self-serving nature again and again and again, as long as it works on you. So, at some point, we do need to pull out our sword and cut off the dead weight. Because those lower frequencies, they're not part of your future. They are residual energies that you basically just haven't figured out how to deal with yet. We can worry all day about what someone else is going to do, or what other people are going to think, or, the judgment of others, or their possible reactions. But at the end of the day, who is in control of your life? Them or you? Does this person or do these people, do they want your abundance? Do they want you to be the leader of your life? Do they want you to forge the path of your own and become self-actualized? Do they want you to shine your light and be the beautiful, bright self that you are? Do they want to see you succeed? Do they want what's best for you? Do they even know what's best for you? Who does know what's best for you? Who is in control of your peace? All I'm saying is you've done so much to come to where you are now. So many things are about to take flight for you because of the elevation that you've already brought yourself to, because of your higher frequency. So I'm going to speak about the numbers here. Number 1, the Page of Pentacles has 1 pentacle. Number 1 is about taking our step forward, following our own path, initiating, taking a leap of faith, moving toward where we're called to. Okay? Number 2, this is about integration. Talked about that over here as well. You've integrated so much of your shadow side, your inner child, things that you needed to really work through internally, personally, spiritually, in order to elevate yourself, to bring yourself to a more peaceful person, to a wiser person, someone who actually understands their own energy and the impact they have on their own life and upon others. Okay, you've basically self-activated. We've got 2 cards of activation. These are incredibly powerful when we think about, what we had to do to get there. When we talk about activation, we're talking about some sort of pivotal change that took place in our life in order for us to be able to forge our own path, in order for us to become more aligned with ourselves. Okay, here we have the number 3. 3 is about building. 3 is the energy of creation, bringing into life something that you've birthed. Number 4. I love this because number 4 is about structure, stability. It's a grounding energy. It can represent home life, family life, things that you've brought into physical reality. And that stability being brought through due to you shining, due to you following the path that you're called to. And that leads me to the number 7. This is inspired action. Inspiration is something that comes from the divine. This is a divine path. If you are inspired and called to wherever it is that you're going, wherever you're headed, whatever you're bringing to life, that is something divinely inspired. That is your calling. And that calling leads to number 8, change. Also number 8, if you combine the 7 and the 1 pentacle, the 8 of pentacles, the number 8 with the change card. We're talking about a pretty explosive energy when it comes to bringing in your abundance. This card here, abundance, goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. So your abundance is directly related to you being aligned with yourself, with you making yourself seen, with the integration of lessons you have to learn, and with your hard work and diligence to take your own path, to self-actualize. Okay, collective, I'm going to stop there. I hope this was helpful. I'm actually really excited for whoever's on this path, whoever resonates with this reading. I'm really excited for you. You've done so much work already, and I'm here just rooting you on, okay? I want to see you integrate this last pentacle. I want to see that 8 of pentacles for you. I want to see this abundance come in for you. I want to see your sovereignty self-actualized. That's just me, okay? That's just me wanting this for you. You do you. But I hope this reading resonated with you and that it was helpful. That is your reading for the full moon in Cancer collective. If it resonated, I'd love to know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to support my channel, and hit the bell for all notifications if you'd like to stay connected to my future readings. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, my information is in the description box below, as well as links to donate and to all the decks I used in this reading. May the power of this full moon bring about all that is in your heart, and may you all have a beautiful day from wherever in the world you're watching. I'm sending you all grounding energy and love. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you at my next reading.